Ever notice how sometimes the person who barely texts you back, the one who ghosted your last 3 messages, somehow becomes the one you can't stop thinking about? Yeah, it's weird, right? But guess what? This isn't just you being dramatic. There's some real psychology behind it. And today, we're going to unpack it and maybe even laugh a little at ourselves along the way. Here's the thing. Our brains are wired in a way that makes ignoring feel like a challenge. Think about it. When someone is hot and cold with us, when they vanish and then pop back up, our brain goes into puzzle mode. It's like, wait, did I do something wrong? Maybe I misread that emoji? Or maybe I can finally crack the code and get their attention. And suddenly, you're stuck in this loop, chasing someone who barely notices you. And why does that happen? It's called the intermittent reward effect. Basically, when someone randomly gives you attention after ignoring you, your brain releases a little hit of dopamine, the same chemical that makes you addicted to scrolling TikTok for hours. 1 second you're annoyed, the next second you're thrilled. Your brain is basically training you like Pavlov's dog, except the bell is their text saying, hey. It's also tied to self-worth. Weird, but true. When someone ignores us, it messes with our confidence. And for some reason, our minds think if I can just get them to like me, it'll prove I'm worthy. Suddenly, their approval becomes this magical thing you're chasing, like it holds the key to your happiness. And let's be honest, that's exhausting. Yet somehow, it feels impossible to stop. Here's a real-life example. Imagine your crush at work barely says hi. You're like, okay, fine, I'll ignore them too, maybe they'll notice me. 2 weeks later, they actually smile at you in the break room, and suddenly, your whole week is made. That tiny moment feels like winning the lottery. Crazy, right? But your brain loves that little dopamine spike, so you start craving it more and more, even if they were ignoring you 90% of the time. And here's where humor comes in. Ever notice how we overanalyze everything? Like, they didn't reply to your meme in 30 minutes, and suddenly you're writing a 15-page internal monologue about what it might mean. Maybe they're busy, or maybe they secretly hate me, or maybe they're just a terrible texter. And then, by the time they do reply, your brain is like, OMG! You came back. I was so worried. You've basically trained yourself to feel extreme emotions over nothing. But it's not all bad news. Knowing this can actually be liberating. Once you understand why your brain is wired to crave the attention of someone who ignores you, you can start rewiring it. You can catch yourself before you fall into that obsessive loop. Instead of waiting for them to text back, you can focus on people who actually show up for you consistently. And honestly, that feels way better. Like, your dopamine hit comes from things that actually matter. Like a friend who calls you just to say hi, or a pizza delivery that doesn't ghost you. So why do we get attached to the people who ignore us? It's not because we're weak, needy, or broken. It's because our brains are built to chase unpredictability, and our hearts sometimes confuse scarcity with value. It's a mix of biology, psychology, and plain human stubbornness. But here's the secret. Once you realize that, you stop giving the ignorer so much power. You start chasing your own happiness instead of waiting for theirs. And maybe the next time someone ignores you, instead of spiraling into 3 hours of self-analysis, you just shrug. Make some popcorn. Watch your favorite show. And laugh at how your brain tried to trick you again. Because trust me, it's doing that a lot. Alright, so the takeaway. People who ignore you are basically emotional junk food, sometimes addictive, rarely satisfying. Focus on the ones who actually show up. Your brain will thank you, your heart will thank you, and hey, your texts won't go unanswered for days. So next time you catch yourself obsessing over someone who barely notices you, just remember, it's not about them, it's about your brain playing tricks. And now that you know, you can finally stop falling into that trap. And if you like this little brain hack, hit that like button, subscribe for more psychology-based truths about humans, and let me know in the comments, who's that one person you can't stop thinking about even though they ignore you? Yeah, we've all been there.